It's your boy Superman 2000. I'm in the fight chair now. So I decided I'm going to join Islamix 1976. I'm going to join his fight league on UFC Pick'em. So that's the plug for him right there. And a plug for Kimbo Slice. If you liked him when he was alive, you can go to his website and buy the Kimbo Slice shoes, the Kimbo Slice t-shirt. I was looking for a Kimbo Slice hat, but I didn't see that, so I could buy it. That's all I like. All right. So now, here it is. I said this several months ago. I said it. Having a two division champion is a bad idea. Bad idea. It would tie up the divisions from and mess up the fight rotation and the pay per view buys. But does anyone listen to me? Dana White, do you ever listen to me? Nah, because I'm just a guy in a fight cheer. What would I know? Huh? Well, turns out Conor McGregor he won the title on December the 12th, 2015, and he's yet to defend it. He went up in a division to fight at 170. Nate Diaz pulverized him and tapped him out, and he's not coming down to defend his title. Does that make any sense? Why would you want to fight in a fight where a title is not on the line? You want to fight in a fight where you're fighting a regular guy? Does that make any sense? And then just now, I found out that in Conor McGregor's career, whenever he wins belts in multiple divisions, he's never agreed to defend those belts. Now, the UFC rule is that 6 months of inactivity on the champion's part require for the belt to be stripped from them. But I'm saying strip the belt now, because what's going to happen after Frankie Edgar or Jose Aldo wins the interim title fight? When is Conor McGregor going to defend the belt? At Madison Square Garden at UFC 205? Well, he's fighting in UFC 202 at 170. So he's going to have to go from 170 to 145. The weight cut the first time getting ready for the Jose Aldo fight was very difficult for him. He almost got sick and couldn't make the fight. Immediately after the fight, Dana White said, hey, we're not doing this again. He just can't make the weight. He's going to go up in the title shot, and we'll let Frankie Edgar and Jose Aldo fight next. That's what Jose Aldo was told. Then Conor McGregor came out and said, no, I'm not giving up my title. I'll go up to fight and I'll come down to defend it. Well, he's gone up to fight, but he's never come down to defend it. That's the problem now. So no, there's inactivity in that division when the fights should be turning out. Okay? So that's kind of where it gets weird, you know? Because it's almost as if Conor McGregor he's won the belt and is running from that division now. Just come down and defend your title. And how is he gonna make the weight from 170 to 145 when the USDA is not allowing fighters to rehydrate with intravenous fluids anymore? That's a major problem. So there's inactivity. He's not defending the belt. He's not agreed to defend the belt. The division is tied up, and he's fighting Nate Diaz. Come on now, are you kidding me? You fighting Nate Diaz, and there's no title on the line. If you move up after you fight Nate Diaz, say I would even say by some chance, because it's not gonna happen. So after Nate Diaz beats him, is he gonna come back on to defend his belt, coming from 2 consecutive losses, or is he gonna say no? I want a third try at Nate Diaz. You know what I mean? So the UFC is getting under control with this stuff. You gotta rein him in. All these options he has to fight whoever, whenever, or whatever. That's a problem. Jose Aldo wanted to be a 2 champion division. They told him no, he had to give up his belt. Now Conor McGregor, he's trying to fight in almost every division. Now I hear talk about him fighting Robbie Lawler. Are you kidding me? Man, you think what Nate Diaz was bad, Robbie Lawler would dismantle him. Okay? Conor McGregor is decent. Don't get me wrong. Robbie Lawler would dismantle him. Nate Diaz is going to dismantle him. As a fan, I would like to see the champ defending his belt, not winning that division and then running away. And the disturbing thing is, no, I just found on Bloody Elbow that he's never agreed. If anytime he wins in multiple divisions, he's never agreed to defend his belt. in his career. So I'm like, well, what's the point then? You want to be a journeyman fighter, then fine. Bounce from division to division, take fights and be a journeyman fighter, but don't win the title and then hold the belt up, hold the division up. And in no other division do you have that going on in the UFC. All the champions are defending the belt. None of them say, okay, I'm going to fight in this division. I'm going to this. I'm going to that. No, all of them have to defend the belt. This is where it gets like crazy. So when you create a monster like Conor McGregor and you say he's not showing up for press conferences and all that type of stuff, no, don't get offended. You are the one that created this monster, Dana White. So everybody's have to play by the rules except for him. What's next? No drug test? Are you kidding me? I knew this was a bad idea from the beginning. This Nate Diaz fight, Nate Diaz Conor McGregor 2, also a bad idea. Horrible idea. Because Chad Menendez exposed Conor McGregor's weakness when he took him down in the interim championship fight. But Conor McGregor wind up winning after Chad Menendez gassed out. It's a decent win. Then Nate Diaz further exposed the game that he has no ground game and choked him out. Now Conor McGregor has hired a jiu-jitsu expert to teach him jiu-jitsu and prepare him for UFC 202 in August. Listen, you're going up against a black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. These guys who are trainers, they should be ashamed of themselves. The guy's going up against a black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu and you're telling him that you can prepare him by August to deal with Nate Diaz. Are you kidding me? Do you know how long it takes to get a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or even a brown belt? So, unless Conor McGregor can master Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he's not gonna be able to beat Nate Diaz. He needs to go back down and just defend his belt, stop this weirdness. As a fan, you don't want to see the division being tied up. And Frankie Edgar made a very good point. Frankie Edgar and I actually see eye to eye on this. That Conor McGregor is running from defending a title because if he loses it, he has nothing left. If you lose the title, then you have to start all over again to fight for it. But if you retain the title and you go up and you fight and you lose, you still have the title. And if you have a title shot and you win, and you wind up with 2 titles. And that's why Conor McGregor is running from defending the title. But that should stop. The UFC should put their foot down. Every other fighter in the UFC has had to defend their belt, except for him. So this is at some point, the UFC should strip Conor McGregor of the belt if he does not defend it. And at some point should be as soon as possible. This fight between Jose Aldo and Frankie Edgar, that shouldn't even be an interim fight. That should just be a fight for the belt, period. And Conor McGregor, if he wants to fight at 170 or 150, 155 or whatever, let him go ahead and do that. But don't tie the division up because you're tying up a lot of money. A whole lot of money. Okay, check this out. UFC 205 at Madison Square Garden. The UFC 200 is Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz going to be the main event. Or am I going to pay money to see a fight that I've already seen before that I know how it's going to end for Conor McGregor? You see the problem there? The exciting fight would be Conor McGregor, Frankie Edgar, and then and then the winner of that, Jose Aldo. The excitement is in that division. Then you give Max Holloway a shot. Once you have momentum building that division, you go with it. This fight against Nate Diaz, what division is that building momentum in? What's the end game for that? You see where the problem is? There's no thinking behind what these people are doing. That's my 2 cents from the fight here. My final verdict is strip the man of the belt if he's not going to defend it. That's my 2 cents, guys. Peace out.